What's up, Wats fam, and how are you guys doing here today? I'm having a great day. I hope you guys are too. Welcome to another episode of Wats Sports Hawaii here today. And today is going to be a very short episode because I'm super busy. So I'm not going to hit every single news in the Hawaii sports world here today. But I'm just going to hit the main ones here and the big events in Hawaii sports this week. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the main stories here and the main topics in Hawaii sports right now. So the big one here this week is that the rivalry between Hawaii and BYU will be renewed this week on Saturday in Provo, Utah, as the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors would go to Provo, Utah to take on the BYU Cougars, former WAC rivals back in the 80s and the 90s, and sort of it in the early 2000s, and now they are renewing it now. So this is what you need to know. Cole McDonald has been practicing and had traveled up to Provo, Utah with the team, and is expected to start for Hawaii this week. Now, last week, Hawaii did defeat Wyoming to win back the Paniolo Trophy and to improve 6-1 overall and 3-0 in the Mountain West Conference. However, they did it without Cole McDonald due to an undisclosed injury, and I'm not going to be guessing right now in what injury he possibly has. I'm just going to assume arm or, just something that that he's been dealing with for quite a while because, as it shows in his performance and all that, So let's just leave it at that and let's just focus on what happened last week a bit here. So Hawaii pretty much trailed or, was tied throughout the whole game until Chevin Cordero, the true freshman out of St. Louis Schools, Hawaii, gave him the big bomb to Jojo Ward, the 38-yard touchdown pass, the go-ahead, and the defense pretty much wrapped up the book for that game. But yeah, it was a great win for Hawaii and for Chevin Cordero, because he was one of two of the quarterbacks for Hawaii for the starting job, and he finally got to show what he can do. So right on for Chevin. But for BYU, the BYU game is going to be a very tough game for Hawaii. Never won in Provo, Utah. 0-9 is the statistic. But Cole McDonald is hoping to change it all up.
I feel like myself and for the guys, we want to be part of that legacy, and to Hawaii and to everybody out here, it means something special. And if we can give that to the state and to the people, that'd mean the world to us. Just coming back with that win, and we're going to go out there and execute our assignments and play great football and come back with that win. So it's going to mean a lot to us.
As said, he's hoping to join an elite group of Hawaii teams to have beaten BYU, like the 0-1 team with Nick Rolovich, Ivan Jasper, and the 92 squad that went to the Holiday Bowl, and the 1990 and the 1989 teams that was headlined with quarterback Garrett Gabriel. Now, it would mean a lot for the University of Hawaii to beat BYU, and for that team especially to go up to Provo and beat BYU. So let's see what happens this week Saturday, and for us Hawaii fans, let's hope for the best here for this week, as our Rainbow Warriors are currently, I believe I saw the spread, it was at Hawaii was getting 10 points, I believe, maybe even 14, I'm not too sure, around there, but yeah, let's hope for another underdog win for this year. Now let's stick it right here in the islands here, and let's go to on the gridiron for some high school football, as things just got interesting after Saturday, after Campbell defeated Kahuku. Now, I'm not going to get into too much detail about what happened and all that sort of nature, but it was a great game as Campbell defeated Kahuku 20-7 and all that on the last second touchdown and the extra point to give Campbell the lead. But what I want to talk about though today is what the playoff scenarios and the situations here for this week going into, I believe, week 11 of the high school football season. So let's start off with ILH here. So Division 2, St. Francis have already clinched the lone ILH spot in states. So congratulations to them. They're off to the state tournament. And then Iolani as well. They're also clinched the ILH's lone spot in the state tournament. They're off to states in November as well. And then we only have the D1 Open for the ILH here, as they'll have their 3-team playoff. And so this is how it's going to work. So no matter what happens this week between the St. Louis, the Punahou, and the Kamehameha games this week, St. Louis is the number 1 seed in the tournament. They'll have a bye into the championship game. Then Punahou will be the 2 seed, taking on the 3rd seed Kamehameha next week, Saturday. I believe it will be on the 19th or the 20th at Aloha Stadium. And whoever wins between the 2 and 3 seed game will go to the championship game, and the winner of the ILH championship game will represent the ILH as the lone spot in the HHSAA football tournament in November. Now let's go to the OIA, as the Division 1 and Division 2 are wrapping up their regular seasons this weekend, as there are tons of playoff spots still to be determined yet. And so let's get right into them. So going to Division 2, we still don't know who's the 1 seed, because the big game will be Kaimuki, undefeated in OIA play, will take on Pro City. And so if Kaimuki wins, they're off as the number 1 seed. But if Pro City wins, we have a 3-way tie for first place. And according to Hawaii Prep World, from Pro City coach Robin Kami, there will be a coin toss if there is a 3-way tie for the number 1 seed. And then for the 4th seed, we'll have Kaiser as the 4th seed, and no matter what happens to the OIA games in Division 2, and whatever happens to Kaiser this week will not affect them in the playoff standings. They have already locked up the 4th seed. Now going to Division 1, where all the playoff spots and seeding has been they've been pretty much filled out. The number 1 seed is the Moanua Namenehune, as they're looking to cap off an undefeated regular season in this week. And then it will be followed by Lelohua, that is led by Max Nichols. Then we have Waipau, led by running back Alpha Failunga. And then the surprise team in Division 1, the Castle Knights, scraping off, I believe it was four straight victories. Yes, 4 straight victories in OIA play to clinch that lone and final spot as the 4th seed in Division 1. But now is big time mess up in Division 1 Open. And when I mean mess up, I mean the playoff standings for the OIA Division 1 Open is a mess. But however, all we know is that Mililani is the number 1 seed, going undefeated in OIA Division 1 play. But then, however, we don't know who is the 2 to 4 seeds, because exception of Mililani already clinching the number 1 seed and don't have to play another game till the semifinals. All 5 teams in that division are still up for a spot in the OIA Open division. Even if you are 1-3 or even 1-4, actually, you still have a shot at being the 4th seed in the playoffs. In the playoffs, excuse me. But there's one scenario though, and that is for Campbell this week, and that scenario will be if Campbell wins this week against Kapolei. They are the 2 seed in the playoffs, and we're gonna have to figure out after this week the scenarios for next week's regular season OIA Open Division 1 games. Alright guys, now we're in the next segment of the show, and that is Pick'em this week for week 11 of the Hawaii high school football season. And I only have 5 games this week, and all 5 games are in the All-A and LH Division 1 Open Division this week. And we have 5 awesome games this week, and I can't wait to go into them. So let's get right into them. Alright guys, the first game this week will be in Kapolei as the Farrington Governors will host the Kukura Raiders this week. 2 teams in much need of a dub if they want to make the playoffs this year. And so here we go with this first game. Here Kuku on a 2-game slide, and this is their first 2-game slide in probably 4 or 5 years. And Farrington just trying to make the playoffs, as this is Coach Sanchez's first year at Farrington. But for this week, I gotta go with Robbie Saval and Kuku this week with the big dub and a renewed rivalry this week. Alright guys, and the next game will be on the west side as the YNIC Riders will host the Punahou Buff and Blue. And I gotta go easy choice, Hugh Brady, Maris Leofau, as Punahou will take down YNI this week. Easy money for Punahou this week. Now the next game in Pick'em will not be in the Open Division, sadly. Sorry guys, I had to lie again. But however, it's another great game this week, and that's the Roosevelt Roughriders. Here's hosting the undefeated St. Francis Saints, as St. Francis number 13 in the Wats Sports rankings for high school football in Hawaii, are looking to go 9-0 for the first time in their short, I believe 6-year stint of having a football program at St. Francis schools. As I gotta say, St. Francis does go 9-0 for the first time in school history. And then the final game on Friday will be a big one in the ILH, as the St. Louis Crusaders will take on the Kamehameha Warriors in Aloha Stadium on Friday. Both teams looking for a dub, as it's basically pretty much sense of pride and all that this week, as I believe St. Louis and Jalen DeLauro will take down Hoku Iris and the Kamehameha Warriors this week pretty easily. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's the moment you've all been waiting for, and that is Hawaii's main event, as the Campbell Sabres of 76 South will go to 707 to take on the Kapolei Hurricanes. Now, for those of you guys who have been waiting for this rivalry, this game, since the start of the season, it is finally here. And what a time for this game to pop up, because we have tons of big scenarios this week. That's why. Now, for you guys that don't know, there's a lot of crossovers for some players. That's why, from Kapolei going to Campbell, and to name a few, Kaniola Kalaoa will be making his return to Kapolei for the first time since, of course, leaving Kapolei, as he was Kapolei's quarterback last year, starting off the season before being demoted as starter. And then also for the Mokia Atimalala brothers, Titus is Antamatoa as well, as both of them pretty much made a names for themselves over there at Kapolei, now making their return as well. And for scenarios, of course, as I said before in the show, Campbell wins, they're pretty much the number 2 seed. They have that locked up. And if Kapolei wins, they're pretty much in the driver's seat to become a playoff contender. And also, well, not only a playoff contender, but they're also in the playoffs pretty much. But so tons at stake here this week. Emotions are going to be high, and for the Kapolei and Campbell fans, it is the game that they have circled from the start of the season as well. And I know they're pretty much hyped and pumped for this game as well. But now, ladies and gentlemen, as I put away pretty much all the notes that I needed to know to give to you guys this week, it is time to make a decision and to predict the winner of this game. For Campbell, I really want to know what's your guys' soup.
What's your soup? That loco, what's your soup?
Because I really want to know what kind of soup or whatever you guys eat, because you guys defeated Koku last week in a great game, and whatever soup you guys had last week, you guys better eat the same thing this week if you guys want to beat Kapolei, in my opinion. But because you guys don't give off what soup or what you guys do to be successful as you guys are, I don't know, I might have to become the Hurricane and destroy all of that, you know? Might have to become Hurricane Josh, maybe. But you know what, though, I'd rather be prepared though with a hurricane coming, and that's why I'm going with the Campbell Sabres this week. Let's get it right here. 76 South never disappoints. That's why. And for you guys, well, it's a black. You're pretty much your black collar shirt. But you know what, though? Look what I got though to prepare myself. Let me move all this away. And that is I have my Campbell chicken noodle soup for this week. That's why. So I'm prepared for the hurricane down in 707. That's why. And also to have something orange here. I can't go without my Cheetos. Now, it is flaming hot puffs of Cheetos I have. I like the regular kind, the crunchy, but hey, it's Cheetos, and probably this is what I gotta eat though if I want to beat Kapolei. And this is my suggestion for Coach Johnson and the boys of 76 South. That's why, if you guys want to beat the Kapolei Hurricanes. Alright guys, now before I go ahead and sign off for today's show, I want to give a big shout out to my boy Mackenzie Milton on a happy belated birthday, which was yesterday, Wednesday, October 10th. And I just wanted to tell you that good luck, and hope you come out of Memphis with that dub on Saturday. And yeah, you know, I'll be rooting for you, my brother, and good luck this week. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching today's short video of Watch Sports Hawaii this week. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss any episodes or segments of my show Watch Sports Hawaii. And also subscribe to my magic channel, J Magic Wats. I'll have a link in the description below for you guys to subscribe to that channel, as well as I have restarted making videos of doing magic tricks and all that sort of nature. But guys, that'll pretty much do it for my show. Lick 'em, false 'em, and shoots.